Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 ways that I stay motivated. And like, motivation is like such a weird thing because there's so many ways some people can stay motivated, but then someone else tries them and it doesn't exactly work. So what I thought of was a list of 5 ways that I stay motivated, and I'm just gonna go through each one and then we're gonna talk about it. So let's get to it. The first topic on my list of 5 ways I stay motivated is a planner. Now, I use like 3 different planners. Not like planners, but I have like one life planner, and then I have 2 notebooks that I use that help. I call them my planners too because they like help me plan things. So in one of them, I just put things I have to do each day, stuff for work like YouTube and the blog and my social media accounts, and then the third spot's for DoorDash, because if you are new here, our full-time income is my husband does DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. And yes, you can make full-time money on them, which is so cool. And I should do a video on that one day, but I think he might be starting a channel on it. So if he does, I'll let you guys know, because that is a really great either side hustle or full-time job, depending on like what you're looking for, and you could totally make that a thing. But anyways, I'm getting off topic again. So I have my life planner, and that's what I plan in that. And then I have another planner, notebook, but I call it a planner, that I do budgeting in. And I have a whole planner video, and I will link the planner video down below, because I talk about how I use my Erin Condren planners. And yes, one of them is a notebook, and I'm going to say that again just because some people are like, well, that's not a planner, that's a notebook. Well, I use it as a planner, so it's a planner to me. So yeah, so I'm going to link that video down below, and it kind of goes into depth about how I like budget, and not like super in depth, but just kind of showing you like my planner, how I organize it, all that kind of good stuff. And then the third one is I just meal plan, and I also have a meal planning video, how I meal plan or meal prep my daughter's breakfast. And honestly, if you have kids, like, meal prepping is a thing that will really help. Even if you don't do it for yourself, I meal prep her breakfast because I'm terrible and I need to get onto the eating breakfast thing. But until then, I will always make her eat breakfast, and she loves breakfast. So those are my 3 planners. And I think having a planner is a really good way to just sort out your thoughts. And that's why I have multiple ones, because I feel like having just one thing, like sometimes you can't write everything that you need in that one place. So having 3 for me is a really like big tool that helps me stay motivated, because then it's not just like I'm overwhelmed by looking at the pages and I'm like, oh my god, there's like 1,000,001 things here. Having 3, it's just like, all right, here's this one, here's this one, and here's this one, and I can focus on one thing at a time. So that's pretty cool. I also like the Erin Condren notebooks because they're smaller, and then you can also like customize the covers, and I think that's really fun. So, but any notebook honestly would do the trick. So yeah, that is my first tip for staying motivated. My second tip for staying motivated is lists, which is kind of funny because I made a list of the 5 ways I stay motivated. So lists are a huge thing for me, and usually when I make a list of things I need to get done, it doesn't really go into my planner, and it doesn't go into like obviously my budget book or my meal planning book. So in my phone, on my notes, I have an iPhone, I go into the notes section and I write things I need to do today, and I'll make a list. And honestly, it keeps me on track. And I think to me, lists and seeing things get checked off really motivates me, because I'm like, yeah, I'm getting all these things done, even if they're little things. Like, I'll say, like, if I'm having a really bad depression day, I'll put like take a shower, like wash your hair, do my hair, do my makeup, things like that. And even just like the simplest things, like when I check them off, I just feel like so much better. And then I'm like, okay, now I can move on to the bigger things on my list, and it makes me feel more motivated because I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting a lot of stuff done. And then you move on to like, you know, the bigger tasks, and then it helps keep you on track that way. And I think lists are amazing, and I make lists for everything. It's a problem, but it's a good problem. So that is literally all I have about lists. I know that sometimes lists like don't really work for other people, but if you're really thinking about like, okay, what can I try that's new, and you haven't just like made a daily list of things you need to do, or if you have, maybe try like a weekly list or like a monthly list too. I just do daily because if I do weekly or monthly, I will get overwhelmed, and then I'll try to do it all at once. So keep in mind, everyone's different, and it stresses me out to do like weekly or monthly lists, but daily lists has really been helpful. So that is my second tip for staying motivated. So tip number 3 is keeping organized. And I know that sounds really stupid because like, well, duh, like if you're not organized, how can you? So what I like to do is every day I have a whole like routine. And honestly, like it's a cleaning routine that I do. That's my biggest routine. I do the same cleaning every day when my daughter takes a nap, and she takes a nap for 2 hours, 1 to 3, and that's when I get all my like cleaning done. Obviously when like my husband's home, we'll deep clean every so often, like maybe like once a week or every other week, depending on what it is that we need to do. But for the most part, I get one, I usually do the kitchen and I do the living room. Like we have 2 golden retrievers, so they have a lot of fur. So we like have one of these chom chom rollers, and it's like super cool. And it picks up all the fur, which is so dope. So, and I just roll the couch. I use that on the steps of the stairs. Yeah, so I just have like that routine, but it also keeps the house looking nice, and it doesn't stress me out because it just became a habit, like a routine that I do every day. And it keeps it looking nice. And I think like to me, like when things are organized, things don't look messy. For me specifically, it makes me feel more motivated because I'm not like, oh, it's kind of messy. And I know like we've all had these times where our houses are like insanely messy, because for the longest time in our last place when we lived in an apartment, it was messy like all the time. Like we never did like the deep cleaning. We never did like where we put stuff away all the time. So there was always times, sorry, my ferret's drinking her water right now, but we never had, you know, like that strong organization where it made us feel like, yes, we can get things done because our lives are together. I don't know. I feel like having a clean place is like, keeps us feeling like our lives are together, even if they're like not fully together. But that's just me. Obviously, like I don't judge if your house is messy, because yes, I have like days where I won't clean or I won't put things away, and it gets really messy and really bad. So it's just life. We're all human. We can't all be perfect all the time. So that is like, I think one of the biggest things, because if things look messy, I feel messy. Like, okay, I don't know. And then I'm unmotivated. Like it unmotivates me so quick. So that is my 3rd tip of how I stay motivated. So my 4th tip for how I stay motivated is setting realistic goals and big goals. So I think when you set some small, like teeny tiny realistic goals for like the week or the month, and see like the difference between like making a weekly list for me and a monthly list for me, and setting goals that are weekly and monthly, is that like, those things will take time. It's not just like, okay, this month I have to clean the baseboards, or this month I need to clean all the blinds or whatever. It's more like, these are my goals. I'm gonna hit these stats. I'm gonna hit this many followers. I'm gonna make this many videos this month. So like those are like my big like but realistic goals. So well, like this week, so like last month I did a couple weekly goals where I was like, okay, I want to try and make 3 videos a week. I didn't always stay on it, but it's like my new goal, like my small goal. I'm gonna post 3 videos a week. And then my bigger goal is like, I'm gonna get to 1,000 subs this month because it's September and it's my birthday month, by the way. So that's my huge goal for this month, is like, this is my big goal, and I have my tiny goals, just so that it's not overwhelming. And I think like the big thing about staying motivated is not to overwhelm yourself, because something that someone else could take on maybe is overwhelming to you, and that's totally fine, because a lot of things that overwhelm me don't overwhelm other people. So it totally is fine. Like I said before, we're all human and we all can't be the same. We're all different. No one's perfect. So goals, small goals, big goals, and you know, that will probably look different for you, but that's why I am keeping it super vague, because everyone's, you know, list of motivational tips are going to be a lot different, but this is what works for me, and I just am going off on another topic. I am so tired. I woke up at like 5 a.m. so. And then my last tip for staying motivated, number 5, is to share your goals to keep yourself accountable. So for me, I always share my goals with my mom and my husband. So I tell my mom every so often, I'm like, so this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And then she checks up on it. And same with my husband. I tell him like every day, I'm like, hey, this is where I'm at in my goal. This is where I'm at in my goal. And if I don't tell him, he'll ask me. And then if I'm not getting where I want to be, it kind of makes me upset sometimes. So he'll be like, it's okay. Like, you can't always hit it, but you're trying. You know, you never fail until you give up. So that is the biggest thing, I think, is to just make yourself accountable to what you need to get done. And that really motivates you, because then you're like, okay, like, they know. Like, it's not just me. Like, this is my goal and I'm the only one who knows it. And no one's going to remind me, so no one's going to know if I don't do it. It keeps you motivated because someone else will know. And another thing that some people have talked about is putting their goals on their social media accounts and being like, hey, this is what we're doing this month, because then people are seeing it and you want to accomplish it, and it just like sets that motivation up. And I think that that's one of like the coolest things about other people and sharing your goals with some other people. And I might even do the social media thing, but I just think like having someone just there being like, hey, did you do this? Did you do this? And then you're like, yeah, I need to like get on it, because I'm going to be reminded of it if I don't, and it's going to make it feel worse, rather than, well, no one knows, so if I don't do it. So I think that is it. Yeah, so those are my 5 goals. All right. Those are my 5 tips for staying motivated, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm sorry I'm a little bit like off today with my words. It's just been a weird day and I am super tired. So I really wanted to make this video though, because I was really excited about sharing, because I've been feeling super motivated lately. So if you see me posting 3 videos every week, because I said it. Just kidding. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I post a new video. And I will see you guys in my next one.